Might need another Pepsi by the time we're done here.
See, I have
really
I'm going under Bluetooth and devices, and I'm looking at it. There's one for the keyboard, and then the other one just says USB receiver, which because it's a wireless mouse, and it doesn't let me look at it. So I have no clue how much battery my mouse has, but it's lasted me this long.
I never thought about that. Yeah, mine's just in the. I love Mac OS because literally, if I just go into the Bluetooth setting, my mouse is at 100 and my keyboard's at 100. And that's slay. Oh, I have to send you a picture before we start the show. I have to send you a picture of this keyboard because it's the, like, not to be this girl, but it's the sexiest keyboard ever.
I have two.
It's like a nice matte black, all metal keyboard.
Did I break my mouse? What the fuck? No.
Did you just break your mouse talking about it?
No, I'm just looking at random stuff on it. Wait. Oh, I found another seal that I haven't taken off. It's been sitting on it the whole time.
Hello, everybody. Hi. Welcome back to Weekly Gaming on Xbox! The week is March 20th, 2023. And as always, it's me and the best co-host in the world, Trevor. Also,
hi.
Say hi, Trevor.
What's up, everybody? It feels good to be back. And you about blew out your mic because I can tell when you go back and listen to this later, you're going to question what happened to your mic because it did not sound very good. Your mic is like, it's been fine the entire time we've been chatting and getting everything set up and ready. And then I don't know if it's just the ampleness of your voice, just like, I don't know, something just kind of hit a high note in terms of like what your mic captures, but it still works, I guess.
It's still alive. Okay, hello everybody. We're back with Weekly Gaming on Xbox. I'm so excited. So as I said already, it's the week of March 20th. We're going to go over some gaming news. We're going to go over some of our like personal endeavors and channel stuff as always. And of course, always check out more content from both me and Trevor. B2 Gaming on YouTube and Twitch for me. And Trevor is Mini Penguin on YouTube and Mini Penguin Gaming on Twitch. Anything else for the intro, Trevor?
Not really. I think the only thing that's different when it comes to going on Twitch, you have to make sure you include the underscores. I don't know why.
Oh, yeah.
That's the way I set it up, but I'll probably change it at some point when I find the time or figure out.
I just found out that you can change your Twitter username. I had Bryce Racing 14 for the longest time because I used to race go-karts, and that's why like I originally had Twitter was literally for racing go-kart stuff. And so the other day I was going through the username and I was like, I can change like my username and stuff. And I was like, wait, I can change my username? So now it's Bryce Came All Dat, like everything else on the internet.
I didn't even realize I had a Twitter account. I'm not gonna lie, I don't go on Twitter ever, like at all, and I just realized I have a Twitter account.
I don't go on Twitter a ton, honestly. I try to go on occasionally because some game devs and famous people and whatever are on there, you know. Okay, so now going to some of our channel update and game stuff. Trevor, I'll let you start with anything that you have going on channel-wise. What games are you playing right now? What's going on in the igloo this week?
As you can read from the notes I left you to read and understand, boring
just
stuff.
For everybody's inside, everybody's inside knowledge on our side script. All he has in his bullets is boring stuff. So
I have it underlined and highlighted red as well, so it's like super fancy and stands out.
It's extra boring stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not a whole lot's really been going on. I've just been I've got a lot going on outside of like my gaming stuff, and so I haven't been recording or streaming anything in the past for a while now, which really kind of bugs me at the same time because it's like there's a lot of times where I want to record stuff and just stream, but I get so focused on just I have the tendency to just kind of lose myself in what I'm doing when I'm gaming, and I just lose the interest of talking. About the main stuff I've really been jumping into is Call of Duty and Rocket League. Um, I know, super interesting stuff, but that's the main stuff
Two
I've been
great
going with.
picks.
I've been jumping into Apex a little bit again. It's kind of gone downhill for me, but it is kind of nice to have a variety of game modes that switch every 15 minutes with different maps. So it is a lot of
Yeah.
fun. I was playing that earlier with my buddy, and we were having fun with that. Trying to think, what else have I been playing? It's mostly COD and Rocket League. I guess I've kind of jumped into Rainbow Six a bit from time to time, not a whole lot. I haven't touched Minecraft in a while since my last stream a couple months, like a month and a half ago or whatever it was. It's been a while.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Otherwise, I haven't done a whole lot. I just kind of game offline, been grinding out. I'm trying to get better at Rocket League. I am right now sitting. I've been doing a lot of ranked like duos, and I think I'm sitting at Diamond 1 rank right now.
Oh, that's awesome. Just so everybody knows, I have no idea what that means, but I'm assuming it's pretty good.
It's a decent one. So essentially, you have. I don't know what all the ranks are in order, but I know there's like bronze, silver, gold, and then platinum, and then diamond. I don't remember what comes after that, but after I did my rank placement games, I got put into Diamond 1 Division 3, I think it was, which is actually a pretty good rating.
Okay.
That's a pretty decent rating for where I was sitting, at least. And I think I might be sitting in platinum right now, but I don't remember. I haven't played in a few days, but otherwise I kind of typically play against diamond kids because I mean, I sit up there at that rank.
Yeah.
I don't remember where I'm at right now in terms of ranks, but I'm having fun with it.
Hopefully.
Otherwise, in Call of Duty, I've just been grinding out getting the platinum skins for the sniper rifles because I'm a sniper kid. I kind of grew up in the DSR 50 and Ballista Black Ops 2 days of sniping in Call of Duty. So I kind of stuck with that. I grinded out all the sniper skins and got gold for all of them. I'm trying to remember. I had gold skins. I think I actually got diamond skins for all those back. It might have been a couple years after the game kind of just slowed down. I think it was around Black Ops 3 time that I finally unlocked all the diamond weapons for it. Diamond skins, but I spent ages grinding it. And I was young too. Like I was really young, so it was a fun time. I did miss that. I missed the Black Ops 2 days. They were fun days.
My most embarrassing fact is I've probably never gotten like a gold or diamond skin in my entire life somehow. And now I've been one up by my dad. My dad has not played Xbox in forever, and then the other day he really got a hankering to start gaming again. So I was like, okay, I'll be nice and I'll give you my old like Xbox One because I got the cross-platform bundle for Call of Duty. So I just logged into my account and like let him play it through my account. And then I ended up logging him back into his account and just setting that Xbox as my home Xbox so he can like play anytime he wants and it doesn't affect me. But he has like 2 gold guns now and he's like level 200 and some and all this other stuff. I'm like level 60. I do not have a single gold gun or anything like that. Like I'm so like he for some reason has one up me and everybody in Call of Duty, which I find so hilarious because I like enabled him to play Call of Duty and now he's just like going ham, which I'm happy that he's having fun and doing really well. It's just funny.
Is he playing? Is this in Modern Warfare 2?
Yeah, whatever the most recent one is.
Yeah, I have all the snipers. I think all the snipers and semi-rifle, like what are they like? I can't remember what they're called. I think they're like the semi-rifles or whatever.
The submachine or
Marksman rifles, that's what they're called. I have the
Yeah,
snipers and the marksmans all gold. I don't have the new ones that just released with the with the release of season 2 yet, but
yeah.
otherwise, like I have all the rest of them gold, and I have almost
Oh,
all of them platinum as well. I just have to work on the Mark II and the SPX 50, which the SPX
okay.
is. If people watch how I play, I use the SPX all the time because it is my favorite sniper in the game. Like it is my go-to. I have a blueprint that is really quick, really accurate, and does really good distance range for kills. So it's the SPX is my favorite, and it kind of reminds me a lot of the Ballista, but it has better accuracy and better like mobile like stabilization.
Oh, okay. That's
So
really awesome.
it's a lot of fun, and it's a really good build. And I've been kind of practicing and figuring out the tuning and proper builds for guns and everything. So I'm understanding the new mechanics of the COD game, the new COD games, but I'm trying to see if I want to make changes and switch over because I'm a controller player. I play on Xbox. That's how I've grown up. I've always played with Xbox, but I'm kind of tempted to try and switch over and import a new style of plugging in a keyboard and mouse and seeing if I can run off of that, but I'm not sure yet.
Yeah, that would always be fun. I always find it very interesting the people who play Xbox but plug in like a keyboard and mouse. I find them to be very interesting people.
One update I can say though, in terms of gaming, is I bought Black Ops 3 for my PC, and so my plan is to eventually play and like download mods or custom maps and play that and stream that or record videos on that. And I mean, I
Uh-huh.
probably would end up playing solo just because I don't know anyone else that has Black Ops 3 for the PC. But
Oh yeah.
I played it a little bit and I understand the mechanics decently well, but I'm not that good with it. But I really do. I think it'd be really fun to try and jump into a lot of custom maps and everything. I'm probably not gonna mess around with mods too much, but I know there's a few. One's called the Chaos mod, which looks really fun, and I do want to try that out. But otherwise, there's not a whole lot of mods I'd really mess with. Probably just that one. But custom maps, I really can't wait to take a look at. Like that'll be a lot of fun to do.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so awesome. Um, is that all that's been going on in the Igloo? Just doing lots of COD stuff and little channel things and streaming occasionally.
Yeah, I got to get back into streaming and editing videos and getting stuff out. I just haven't been in the right mindset to do it. It's just always so tough
Mm.
to get back into it after so long.
Yeah.
And I always feel bad because I know there's not a whole lot of people that will actually really watch it because I'm very quiet when I game, and I
Mm-hmm.
typically don't like to play with like game audio in terms of like listening to voice like game chat because just some of the things that people say is ridiculous, and trying to edit some of that, it would like fry my brain trying to like make it so I can put stuff in without having to lose my mind trying to make sure it's like allowed because
Oh yeah, yeah,
I don't want to get like strikes or something because someone else said something really screwed up. Like
yeah.
it's just a mess.
Yeah, it's really difficult. I like don't have tons of fun with that either. So now going over to the B2 gaming zone. So first, the Minecraft update. Obviously, we still have not reopened world expansion, so we're still talking about that. Right now, it's just a mix of like me and Trevor are both very busy, and then a lot of the old world expansion members are also very busy, so nobody would really log on that much. So it's like not super worth it at the moment to have that running. But I'm sure you guys have seen a few like little streams and stuff like that that I've done with my friend Jake, and we've been doing just little Minecraft things on our like 2 player realm. So that's been fun, nothing crazy, but so I'm still playing Minecraft, still featuring some Minecraft stuff, but nothing crazy going on. channel revamp. I'm sure that you all will see it by now that we redid the logo for the B2 Gaming channel and the cover art. I also just used the exact same logo and cover art on Twitch, and I believe that that's all updated now. So not a crazy revamp. We just have new channel colors. I'm doing orange and green now instead of before. I think I did like black, green, and something else. I can't remember what it is.
I don't even.
So that's been fun. So just a little redesign. What did you say?
I don't even remember what you had.
I can't remember what it was before, but if you look at my channel now it's green and let's make sure because I don't want to be incorrect, but I think it's
green.
It's
like a orange and now. Green. I do like it though. Yeah. Looking at it, it is really nicely done.
It took me a while to like find the exact colors I wanted.
Yeah, that actually makes me like I do want to actually get to redoing some of my stuff because my stuff I did lazily when I created my channel. I just kind of threw stuff together on like Photoshop, and I mean some of it isn't bad. I mean, like created the penguin and everything, but some of the other stuff is really just terribly done, and I really want to get that reworked. And it's just I don't know what I like how I want to set it up properly. Like it's such a tough area for me to like figure out how to properly do it. And I like if anyone out there that's listening, like if you want to help out, if you have some ideas or if you create something that I might actually use, like please go ahead, like send me like pictures, links, whatever. I will definitely go through and look at it. I might actually use it, and if I really do end up using it, I'll probably send you some compensation for it. I don't have a whole lot of money, but I can send a little something to kind of like as a thank you to like, hey, this is like really awesome. I really like appreciate what you did. So it's something to look towards.
And I almost forgot, we also have a new banner for the actual weekly gaming on Xbox thumbnail as well on all of our podcasting platforms.
Whoop, whoop.
So we had a really cute like tie-dye, multi-line, whatever thing before, and me and Trevor worked on a little bit of a redesign together. And so now we have a nice new logo with weekly gaming on Xbox featured right at the top in big text with the Xbox logo, and then hosted with our usernames below it. It also has our little channel art below it, and then it has the camera new studio name. I almost forgot the new studio name. The new studio name below it as well. So it has everything right there, nice and clean, and it's a lot nicer overall. I kind of love it. Trevor, I know didn't you like the new podcast?
Oh yeah, I think actually looking through here, kind of just going through our like our folders here, and you actually had quite a few different designs here. I was gonna work on one. I remember that I was gonna work on some, and I couldn't get like the proper info of like what you wanted out of it. So I could never pull myself to like create something, and it bugged me because I was like, what do I like? How do I want to do this? But ending like, I mean, the designs that you had actually showed up with and came up with were, I mean, they're very simple, but they are very good designs, and I really like them a lot. I mean, all of them are like just really awesome and really well done.
Yeah, we almost had a black and red logo because that was the second redesign that I did.
Which I honestly
almost did that one because that was super simple, and I think that one was just like one layer too simple for what we wanted. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I think if we would have put our logos on there, it wouldn't have been terrible. I think I really liked it, but I do like the blue and green. It does fit us because both of us actually use
nice black stripe, and it's like, oh.
Yeah, because we do both actually. Both of our channels. Well, yours not so much anymore, but your previous one, which actually no. Now that I think about it, I think if you look through the logos folder we have here, you actually have your original logo on there.
I know. I just noticed that the old logo's on there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to change that.
But we do have the we do have our old, like, we both use like the blue and stuff with our logos, so it kind of
Well, and
works.
even my new logo, you can't see it in most situations, but if you would see the full version of my logo, there is like tiny blue circles in the corners. And I was gonna feature them more. It just ended up the way the YouTube crops designs and stuff like that. I wasn't able to because it just crops it in a weird way that cuts it off no matter how I like did the design. Um, but
Yeah.
so if you, for any insiders who are watching my channel stuff, um, the blue still is featured in there, so it still is a color that we both use. It's just less prominent on my new logo.
Which, yeah, and that's another thing. Like for mine, like if I redesign it, I kind of want to change the colors,
Mm-hmm.
because penguins, like there are blue penguins and stuff like that. But it's like I kind of want something that's more. I don't know. Like I like the idea of maybe like a penguin in like an astronaut suit or something like space themed, or I don't know, some sort of different version of it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I don't know how to properly describe it, but something that's more like outside themed, because like there's so much basic design with it that you can do, but there's also a lot that you can really put into detail with it, in terms of how it works out, which is kind of cool. But I like the idea. I always like galaxy looking things. It's always really cool to me. Um, and I've always kind of, I don't know, I guess that would be something that'd be really interesting to see, like some sort of galaxy or alien themed like penguin, or something that's like more space related, um, or even like anime themed. Like I've been like hard binge watching lots of different animes lately, over the last few months now, and I've rewatched some of them a few times. There's one I watched, not too
If
long
you go back
ago.
to the logo folder, I uploaded my new logo in there so you can see the actual logo.
Yeah. How many seasons? This one had. So there's one show I actually watched. How many episodes did this thing have? It's one season and it has 24 episodes. It is only one season. After I've watched it the first time, it's like it does start. It shows, it goes like it's got a lot of detail put into it, but it does end the show like actually properly, like fully end it. Um, but it's, I don't know. I got so caught into watching the show that I like not even a full week passed and I rewatched it again because it was just such a good show. I
What was
really
it
liked it.
called?
It's called Darling in the Franks, and it's Franks is spelled Franxx. It's an anime I watched. It's actually, if you have like Crunchyroll or something on there, it does pop up there.
Oh, okay.
You can watch it on Crunchyroll, Google Play Movies, TV, YouTube, Funimation, or Amazon Prime. Which Funimation and Crunchyroll, I have both of those. I have Prime as well, which I have linked through other anime streaming stuff I have. But
Mm.
they're just, I love the show so much. It was, I fell so quick with that show that I just had to keep watching it and rewatched it. And same with a few movies and other shows that were pretty short. I've rewatched and watched a couple times, and some of them. So there's some shows I've watched already that I'm waiting for either more episodes to release or new seasons to come out. Because there's like one show I started back in January, I want to say.
Uh-huh.
Um, no, actually, I started it last month, back in February, and they were releasing episodes still. So it was like I'd watch the new episode every week, but it was like I can't do this because this is going to stress me out because I'm going to watch it and then I'm going to want to know what happens next. So
Yeah.
I just kind of was like, stop, don't watch it, wait till it's fully released, which I think this week should be. I don't even remember which one it's called because I've watched so many at this point, and I'm waiting for so many new seasons and shows and episodes for so many. Um,
Yeah.
but I think if I remember correctly, this week was the last week that they had episodes lined up for. Is either this week or next week? I think it might be next week. Is the last episode for the first season, I believe. So I am curious. I'm probably going to go back and rewatch the entire thing.
Yeah.
probably next week when the new episode comes out.
Oh, okay. That'll be exciting. What's the anime called?
I don't even remember.
Oh my god.
Dude, I've watched so many shows. I could probably log into my Crunchyroll account and see if I can find it again, because I have so many that I forgot what some of them are called. Where's my list? Watch list.
Also, roping back in real quick, I do want to talk about really good series. I still have the Walking Dead Definitive Edition series that I just started for everybody who's been watching my channel. So we've been live streaming the actual episodes because it's the episodes of The Walking Dead, the game. And then I've been breaking them into parts. Now, funny thing is, I was supposed to break them into parts right after I was finished recording, like, each season, but just the timing and the amount of effort that it's taken to break down each episode. How we're doing it now is I'm streaming whenever I have free time, and then whenever I have free time, I also break down the episodes, and then whatever happens first comes out first. So by the time that we're done, you guys will have comprehensive playlists of all the episodes broken down and the full episodes available to you and all that. But for right now, it's a little bit of a sporadic release, so you just got to keep notifications on and just see which one comes out which day. Because it's Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, something will be out. But yeah, so that's been fun. I don't know if you've seen any of those on my channel, Trevor. Probably not, because you're not a big, like, Walking Dead person.
I'm not really, but I have gone through and I have watched. I've actually joined into some of your streams, funny enough, and I have watched a bit of them.
Okay.
So there is that. Oh, hey, I found it. Okay, it's on a different one. Oh, there's a new episode that comes out tomorrow too. I'm gonna look and see, actually, because I know that they had it posted. They're up to, how many episodes do they have? So tomorrow is episode 12. No, Friday is episode 12 that comes out. I think there's supposed to be more after that. It's called, it's just here. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Farming Life in Another World. I don't know why. Those kinds of ones are just always interesting.
Yeah.
I'm going to see.
Oh, you know what show I've been watching lately that's been absolutely amazing? It's called The Problem with Jon Stewart on Apple TV Plus. And it is the funniest show I've ever watched, because I had never, Jon Stewart's a comedian. I've never watched any of Jon Stewart prior to this. But he is so freaking amazing as both a host and a comedian. Oh, he has me howling every episode. It's so wonderful. Highly recommend for anybody who has Apple TV Plus. It's a very amazing show, and I think it's always on the top 10 of the Apple TV Plus, like, top shows. So obviously people also enjoy it very well. It was at number 4 or 5 for a while there. Now I think it's at number 7.
Well, it wouldn't be bad. Yeah. I think actually,
and then
episode
finally,
12 might be the last one that comes out.
Ooh, that's exciting.
Yeah.
And then of course, finally, you guys have probably already seen the branding on the podcast change. We had Bat Productions for a very long time. That was a name that I came up with when I was, like, very, very young, and I've always kept everything under because it was super easy. And we always did, like, our trademarks and everything under there, and I made life easy because it was a name that I could use everywhere.
We weren't that young.
Well, no, I created that when I was, like, 16. I just, like, utilized it as we spun everything up as well. But originally that name's from 16-year-old brain.
Wait, how did you come up with that before? Because we met. It's been, oh my gosh, it'll be what, 2 years ago we started.
I know, I just thought about that the other day, that it kind of worked out perfectly that it was like Bryce and Trevor Productions, and I never thought about that before.
Yeah, because it just kind of works. How long ago was it we actually met?
But Bad Productions was originally because I created it whenever I was 16. I originally created it because I really liked Bat. And I wanted to be a producer.
That's awesome.
And then I was scared that name was already taken. So also, if you look at all the official documents for it, it was like B.A.T, because nobody took the acronym for it. So I did not have an acronym, but I had it hyphenated like an acronym because nobody owned that.
Question: do you remember when we first met, you actually had joined into one of my streams back when I was on Mixer. Do you
Yeah, I
remember,
remember coming.
did I add you on Discord the same day, or was it like a day or two after?
I think it was the same day, but I think we talked the day after. I think that
Because
it was late
I'm
at night,
trying.
so I couldn't like talk that night.
Yeah, because I remember I stayed up really late and I was streaming Mixer at the time, and I streamed Minecraft a lot actually back at that
Yeah,
time.
it was you and what's his name? I can't remember right now.
Was it Riley that I played with?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah,
It was
because he
not
would
coming.
join me.
Yeah, it was Riley.
Yeah, because then I remember you invited me to your server before it reset and we started over.
Yep.
So it would have been,
I remember very
yeah.
specifically you guys were digging in the nether. Riley was really scared and you were like, let's go. That's all I can remember. I have no idea what the context was. I don't know how much of the stream I actually watched. I just remembered whenever I joined, that's what you guys were doing. That's like a predominant memory that I have, is you guys were in the nether digging for some reason.
You know, and funny
And that's all
enough,
I can
I
remember.
actually did go back and I jumped onto that world recently to check it out and go through and see all the stuff I did. And I was looking at it and I was like, holy crap, like this is really where I started streaming, was all right
Yeah.
here. And I haven't touched that world and done anything to it, I think, since I quit streaming on it, and it's been sitting pretty much dormant for like 2 years. And I'll jump on it every once in a while as like a, hey, this is how things got
Looking at
started.
it.
And yeah, it's
Yeah.
just crazy because so much of it, like that was before the 1.16 update as well.
Oh yeah.
So it didn't even have the Nether update in it, and so like when I go through and find new chunks from just going around, or even just loading up the old chunks, I mean, you get the new stuff that spawns in, but it's like, to find, if I want to upgrade any of my stuff, I have to go a ways out, like a really long ways out, because I explored quite a lot of the Nether, but I have to go a really far ways out just to like actually find anything.
Oh yeah. Yeah, even like Minecraft World Expansion, the original world that I think was called I think it was BB Gaming's Realm was what it was originally called because I didn't change the name. Um, like going back to that's so crazy because that was pre everything. I think that was pre villager jobs as well, but I was building a village because I've always had a fascination with villagers. So now seeing all my villagers have a job is also really weird.
Was that season 0 back when?
Yeah, that would have been probably. Well, no, it would have been before season 0 because season
Yeah.
0 was when you joined and we reset. So it was the world that you would have joined for like a few days before we had the big server reset, and then I
Yeah.
decided to call it World
I
Expansion.
would have said, I think it would have been like a month that I was on it, because I had quite a lot of
Oh,
stuff
possibly,
actually,
yeah.
because I had quite a decent like base area set up. But I think if I remember correctly, we tried to pull up that world and um, play it again, or you tried to send me the link to download it, and the file got corrupt, and you ended up losing that world, didn't you?
Well, it's still on Xbox, but I like lost the world on PC, so now it's kind of like always stuck on my Xbox account for the rest of eternity.
Oh, okay. I think
Yeah, so it still exists, but I can't like put it anywhere else now because it's kind of just stuck on Xbox.
I think there's a way to pull it off. It's just a difficult task because I don't know how to do
Oh,
it
I'm sure,
properly.
yeah. Yeah, I'm sure there's some way if I would finagle with it. I just haven't had that much of a drive yet.
Yeah, we'll
But
get there
so then,
eventually.
so now we've transitioned from Bat Productions, and now, after a lot of deliberation and looking for like officially like trademarking a name, now I officially own Camera X Game Studio. So I want to explain the mindset behind Camera X Game Studio. Um, Honestly, it was just mainly that we do a lot of cinematography, we do videography, obviously we do podcasts, we do games, and we have a gaming podcast, obviously. That's where you are right now, just in case you didn't know. And so we've just had so many facets that I didn't want to have just like something like just a 100% gaming centric name. So finally, after exploring for a while, I felt like Camera X Games really captures that like we don't just do game stuff, we kind of do everything, and that's like the secret behind the camera. And then of course studio because we're a group, so we're always doing everything together with tons of help and doing so many things like that. Um, so we now own Camera X Game Studios too. I own the trademark for it now, which was like $12 or something. um, so yeah, so we have that. The email on the podcast now is also wgox@cameraxgames.studio because the email that we have for it is cameraxgames.studio. But yeah, so I own the name now. We have the email, everything like that. So that is the now official studio name that's actually trademarked. Because that's what happened was Bat Productions was not trademarked. So I went to go trademark it. Ends up somebody already owned the trademark for Bat Productions, which kind of sucks.
Oh,
Um,
that's so annoying.
yeah, and I don't know who owned it because there's always, if somebody owns a trademark but doesn't utilize it for anything, you can request for the trademark to be removed so that you can trademark it and actually use it. But I just didn't want to go through the process of figuring out if they actually use the trademark, what it's used for, getting in contact with them, maybe having to like request that to be removed. Like it's just such a mess to
Or even
do
who
that.
it is.
Yeah, and if it's actually used, then that would be like a legal case of like who would be more useful, and that's just not like worth all of that for a name.
Yeah, and this one at least works really well too.
Yeah, and I like Camera X Game Studios, a studio. It's like simple. It encompasses everything that we do. The email's not too to like type out. I feel like it's nice. I created like a nice little website to it, which is linked to everything. I think I even have your YouTube channel on the website and everything. So it's linked to all of our partners, the podcast, everything like that. So it's just very simple. It's like very clean. It's nice. It's attached to everything now, and I actually own it, so I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, which is really handy.
Yeah, that's why it took me so long to find like a new name that really like sat well with me. And finally, one night I like saw that. So I was using like random name generators. I was coming up with names myself. I was doing all this stuff, and like nothing was like reaching out to me. And then I did a name generator that was like Camera X Studios, and I was like, that's kind of like weird. I was like, it sounds odd, but I'm like, that's kind of what I want because I was like, the X is times pretty much. And so it's like quantifying that it's like cameras and this in a studio. So I sat there forever and I was thinking, I was like, Camera X Xbox, Camera X gaming. Like I went through so many and then I was like, Camera X games because I was like, it's cameras that were set on games in its studio. And for some reason, it just sat right with me. I like how it gets written out. I've been working on redesigning the logo for it because right now it has like just a very basic logo on our website. So eventually, I want to have like a proper logo. There's just so many opportunities with it.
I guess we just gotta be careful with the abbreviations because I don't know if we can really just say CGS.
Yeah, I don't know. CG. Yeah, I don't know if that's used for anything.
Well,
But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I could probably do some research, but I don't really know if it. I don't think it'll.
Yeah, we'll have to look into it. But so for now, Camera X Game Studios is all good. So
See, I typed in CGS just randomly in Google and hoped something popped up. CGS Medicare, CGS Computer Generated Solutions, Council of Graduate Schools. There's one gun suppressor what the heck? There's so many weird ones for just CGS.
But there's no like gaming centric one, so
not that I saw at least.
So that should hopefully CGS will work for us then, because that's mainly what you want to look for is just see if there's like other gaming people or gaming companies that use CGS for something.
Yeah, which is really tough nowadays because there's a lot of people. There's a lot of like communities out there. So.
Oh yeah. But yeah, so that's what everything's under. Nothing's changing with the front end stuff. So the podcast is still staying weekly gaming on Xbox. My channel's still B2 Gaming. Trevor's channel is still Mini Penguin. My Twitch is still B2 Gaming. It doesn't change any of our front stuff. It's just that I finally legally own the production quote unquote company that runs everything. So it's just for like legal stuff and a cool name that we can pop on stuff. Like now we have Camera X Game Studios in very small text on our header for the podcast, just to have it places. So it'll probably pop up in some situations like that where it will be like produced and supported by Camera X Game Studios or whatever. But aside from that, nothing's really life changing. Nobody bought us out, nothing like that. It's literally just that I wanted to finally own the production side of our stuff.
Yeah.
So that's a new studio. You'll see it some places, but probably give it a month or two. You'll probably forget that it exists until I mention it randomly for some reason.
Which is bound.
But that's everything with my channel. So the Walking Dead series is going to keep going. We're going to go do season 1, 2, Michonne, The New Frontier, and the final season. So we're going to do all 5 games. Yeah. We're doing all 5 games, everything like that. So keep up with that as it goes on. We're on season 2 right now. So if you haven't started watching it yet, you still have plenty of time. I think that's everything. Do you have any other channel updates or anything that you want to talk about, Trevor, before we move on to the next segment?
On to the news.
Okay. To the news. Okay, I'm going to start. We're going to take a short little break for you guys. It will be milliseconds. For us, it will only be a few seconds. And then when we come back, we're going to do the news. Welcome back to the news segment.
To the news.
Brought to you by Cherry Pepsi. I wish.
Yeah, I wish. Pepsi, sponsor us. I know we're small, but please, I want free soda.
I drink so much of your soda. Probably the money that you would give us, you would recoup in what we pay for your sodas every week.
Are you actually drinking a Cherry Pepsi right now?
Yes, a wild.
I am too. I'm like dead serious. I have a case that I bought, and that's what I'm like. I bought a case of cans, and I love that's what I've been drinking.
Cherry Pepsi.
It's so like good. It really is. All right, on to the news. Let's not get too caught in sodas. Let's get to the news. We're not getting sponsored anytime soon.
One day.
One day.
So first of all, the big one that I think we're all secretly excited for ever since the Bethesda acquisition and Xbox, Starfield finally seems like it got a release date. We need to knock on wood. I knocked on some wood just in case you guys were wondering. So they finally did a news reveal. They're going to have a big launch event in June where they're going to reveal more stuff about the game. And they're doing what they're calling a Starfield Direct, which is going to be like an Xbox Direct. And it's going to be all about Starfield, so it'll be very exciting. Todd Howard will be hosting it, which is the director of the game and obviously CEO of Bethesda Software. So they pinned it down September 6th, 2023.
It's a ways out.
I know, we've been pushed out a ton of times. And the T is, they said that they wanted it to be released the first half of 2023. And I don't know if I'm really bad at math or something, but I'm pretty sure September is not the first half of 2023.
Well, considering June is like the halfway mark, and
yeah. So they are literally missing their deadline by 6 days, which is kind of stupid. But they finally pinned down a day. They seem very serious about it. They're very dedicated to it. They said that in the June showcase, the game's going to be near completion already. So theoretically, from June to September, it's just going to be cleaning, and more cleaning. But so it's finally good. Todd Howard seemed very excited. I won't lie, the announcement, though, kind of anticlimactic. Normally, Todd Howard is in his signature leather Bethesda jacket, and he walks out all dramatically and then says, Fallout 4 gonna be coming out this day. Usually he has a whole show and dance. This time he came out in very casual clothes. He was like, yeah, September 6th.
Yeah, I'm just kind of watching the video they released, and he gives me the Adam Sandler dress style of vibe there.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. It's just he normally goes so I don't want to say over the top, but he definitely dresses to impress whenever he does it. and I don't know why he didn't want to do that this time. It's okay though. He's probably honestly how long this game's been in development. He's probably just a little tired.
Yeah, I'm just kind of looking at the video here, and I love just seeing the big statue Vault Boy in the background.
Oh, I love that Vault Boy. And just so we all know, every news story that we talk about today will be in the show notes, along with a link to the news story and like the header that we use for it. So in case you guys want to watch this video that Trevor's watching on the news story, or read the news story about it, it'll all be linked below.
Yep, there's a video directly on the website, so you can just watch that. It's a little teaser trailer and a little bit of an explanation about it.
And you'll get to see Cash Todd Howard. So that's super exciting. I'm really excited about Starfield. Are you gonna play Starfield? I don't know if you're are you a big Fallout person?
So I actually did have a Fallout 4 video on my channel, and I was gonna do a series with it, but I just never got into it, and I might just end up removing the video. But I did have a video out that I was gonna start a series with it, and just never got into it. I never continued it because it just, I don't know. I guess just, well, it's not that it didn't interest me. It just kind of flopped, and it kind of spaced out. I mean, that video is, holy crap, 2 years ago. Wow. That video's been out for 2 years. Yeah, I'm gonna probably go through and just kind of remove it, because I'm not gonna remove it completely from my channel, but I am going to just kind of hide it and take it off of like public view, just because it just never really took off the way I was hoping it was going to.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm super excited about Starfield. I think they'll be super exciting. The Elder Scrolls obviously is always a big series, but we're still going to be waiting just a little bit for the Elder Scrolls 6. And they said the timeline is Starfield, Elder Scrolls 6, and then very likely the next Fallout game. So it's going to be a very long time until I get to enjoy Fallout again. And Fallout 76 is a little bit rough. I still hop into it sometimes, but it's definitely no better than it originally was. So hopefully we will be getting a new amazing Starfield. And you know what? Xbox, Larry Erb and Xbox's Major Nelson they've been talking a lot about how excited they are about Starfield. So they're very much hyping it up to be like the game for this year. So I'm really hoping that it holds up to that, and I'm very excited about it, but it is very scary because they're putting a lot of pressure on this game, and it's a new franchise, it's a new game, it's not a new studio or anything, but there's a lot of pressure on this new franchise. So we'll see how it goes. So next, Gearbox is under new management. So Gearbox is Randy Pitchford, which I don't know if this is a controversial take or not, but I never really liked Randy that much anyway. Because especially with the newer Borderlands is my main Gearbox game of choice. And the new Borderlands games, aside from Tiny Tina, because Tiny Tina was amazing, but the last Borderlands game, Borderlands 3, I believe it was, didn't flop, but it was definitely it was a lot weaker than Borderlands 1 and 2, and it was very rough. They kind of redeemed it with Tiny Tina's Wonderland, and it was a very amazing take on Borderlands, and I think that it was a great game. But it's been pretty rough, and I feel like the problem has kind of been Randy Pitchford, because the news story for today is Randy Pitchford stepping down as Gearbox president to become the CEO of Gearbox Entertainment.
CTO. Wait, is it CEO or CTO? I'm seeing two different things here.
He was CEO. The person that's coming up is the CTO, which was Steve Jones, and he's going to become the new president of Gearbox Actual. But yeah, so Randy was the CEO of both Gearbox and Gearbox Entertainment, Gearbox Software and Entertainment. Now he's going to be just the CEO of Entertainment and give up his position in Gearbox Software, which I think is good. I feel like that's what kind of happened, was he got very enthralled in all of the media for Gearbox, and I feel like that really distracted him from being an effective CEO for the software side and doing stuff like Borderlands and stuff like that. So I don't know much about Steve Jones. I haven't seen much about him. He hasn't appeared in much marketing material or anything like that, so he doesn't really have much of a footprint. So I'm hoping he's really good. But yes, that was a big one because that's been like slowly evolving. it all kind of started whenever they announced the Borderlands show, or I think it's actually a movie. Because he already kind of like started to step away, but now it seems like it's official and set in stone. So that's what's going on right now. That story will continue to evolve, but that's very exciting. Hopefully, it shows in game development and evolves a little bit. And there's no drama there. It just sounds like Randy was tired of running both companies, I guess, and he just preferred the entertainment end, and so he's just going to what he prefers. And I'm hoping that the Borderlands TV and film. It sounds like they're doing both, actually. Now that I'm reading it, I'm hoping that they're good because Borderlands is a super funny series, and so I can see Borderlands being an extremely funny movie. So I honestly hope that they do an amazing job with it. But I think that him just working in the entertainment side will definitely help the gaming side. So, but so yeah, so not a super sad story. It's actually probably pretty good for the future of Borderlands. And as a side note, go play Tiny Tina's Wonderland because it's freaking fun as heck. So Hogwarts Legacy is next. Now I do not. Here's the tea, shade, and lemonade. Trevor, you have not played Hogwarts Legacy, huh?
Nope.
Which, everybody, I need you all to go berate him to go play Hogwarts Legacy because it's the most fun game in the universe. So I played Hogwarts Legacy. The scores are in. It has an 88 on Metacritic for Hogwarts Legacy Xbox and an 8.7 for users. It's really great. We'll have the Metacritic actual website tagged below. There's so many great reviews. And it just, I think that it just was like such a hit because I'm not even a big Harry Potter person, but it recreated the Harry Potter world so well. It did so many amazing things. It's just really, really exciting. Even lots of people like one good review that I liked reading was from Pure Xbox, if you can find them in the media wing. And they said, I felt like Hogwarts Legacy was going to struggle to live up to the hype, but somehow Avalanche Software has managed to deliver an absolutely fantastic open world adventure that will surely go down as a comfortably the best game in the Harry Potter franchise so far. If you followed its process for a while, we're keeping our fingers crossed for good reviews. We're pleased to report that it's definitely been worth the wait. So there's so many people that have reviews just like that, where they were like, I was horrified to see if Hogwarts Legacy was actually going to be good. And then I played it, and it was one of the best games of the year. I agree. Like I said, I'm not a big Hogwarts person. I haven't seen many. I've seen a few Harry Potter movies. I haven't read any Harry Potter books. And I still just loved it. It's so fun. It has a appealing game loop. It's graphically like, I shouldn't say amazing, but it's graphically really great. And on Xbox Series X, it has ray tracing, which amps it up just a little bit. The sound design is absolutely stellar. The story's pretty good, has some weird beats, but overall very good. And this game studio has never done a proper 3D open world until now. So this is this game studio's first try at a 3D open world as well. And look at how good it turned out. Like, I am so proud of them, and I'm hoping that they like take this and run with it and start to create tons of 3D open world games, because if they can keep doing this kind of quality of game, I think that we're going to have a new studio that's in some intense contention coming up. Have you seen anything about Hogwarts Legacy as like an outsider, Trevor?
Not a whole lot. I have a lot of people that I've talked to that have really enjoyed it. I haven't read too much into it itself. To be fair, I haven't really looked that much in terms of actual gameplay of it or anything. So I don't know much about the game.
And then next news story. So Hogwarts Legacy, go check it out 100%. I give it that's very strong. If I'm being like modest, I'm giving it a 9 out of 10 because no game is perfect. If I'm being honest how I feel about it, I'm giving it a strong 10 out of 10. Even though it has some weak points, it overall is such an amazing package that I feel like those weak points, I feel like the problem with games is if they're really, really weak, one really strong weak point destroys the whole game. The secret with this game is the package of the whole game is so well-rounded and amazing that even though there are some parts of it that are weaker, the package as a whole really keeps it held together strongly. So even though the dialogue is sometimes the visuals and the storytelling blows me away. Sometimes whenever the story gets weak, the dialogue and the sound design gets me. Like there's always something to kind of compensate for something else lacking a little bit, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Okay, so then the drama continues with Microsoft and Blizzard. We love them. Bless Blizzard's poor soul because they continue to dig themselves a hole with many scandals and many not great things happening in that studio right now, sadly. But on a lighter note, we're obviously keeping up with all the drama of everything that's happening with that merger because it hasn't completed yet. We're still waiting on EU consensus, and it sounds like the US has actually approved of the merger already. So right now we're just waiting on the EU to approve of it, and then theoretically they will merge and it will be over. Thank the Lord. Because this has been like this has been almost like a year of dealing with this, which has been so fun. But so the fun side news is in one of the EU hearings, one of the contention points that PlayStation had for the merger not to go through is PlayStation voiced that, and I'll quote this because it said Sony voiced concerns, and then here's the quote, they will send a worse version of COD titles onto PlayStation consoles. So the PlayStation legal rep through PlayStation pretty much said that PlayStation believes that Xbox and Activision Blizzard, if they merge, will release buggier versions of Call of Duty on other consoles to make it so that you're more likely to buy the Xbox console if you want to play COD, because that version will always be bug free. It's the consensus of what they said. So I don't know about you, Trevor, but that sounds pretty crazy.
It sounds like these two companies are still at each other's throats and just trying to start up the console wars again. It's like there is a reason it ended, and it should have stayed ended, but people are still trying to bring it back. It's like, for what reason? Like, a console's a console. It doesn't matter what console you play on, whether you're a PC gamer, an Xbox gamer, a Nintendo gamer, a PlayStation gamer. A gamer is a gamer. If you can play games that you enjoy, it should not matter what console it is on. It is just so petty to have to listen to all these big companies act like 6-year-olds complaining about who gets more candy.
Yeah. And so the Xbox legal rep had this to say whenever Sony's legal rep said that. They said, quote, as Microsoft will be shipping COD on PlayStation consoles in compliance with its remedied commitments, Microsoft will have every incentive to develop games with optimized support for PlayStation 5 features, such as haptics in future consoles, in order to maximize sales on the platform. So pretty much what he said was, we're still taking your money, so we're going to make a good game so that we can keep getting money. Which I feel like makes sense. Because if you just release a super buggy game on one platform and everybody knows it, obviously they will not buy the game on that platform and they will lose that money because most people do not have a PlayStation and Xbox. So yeah, I think that was just a sensible response. Side quip though that I found very interesting, they also said, and I quote, Microsoft considers that a period of 10 years is sufficient for Sony as a leader in publishing and a console platform to develop an alternative to COD. So it sounds like even though they guarantee Call of Duty will remain on the PlayStation for 10 years, they might take it off after 10 years because they're pretty much saying Sony just needs to figure out how to make their own first-person shooter. Which
is, it's funny to hear that coming from Microsoft because they bought out the Call of Duty franchise studio. Like, they bought out Activision and all that, and it's like, you didn't make it. You just bought out a company that does make it.
And the only other interesting thing that I thought is, like, where's Halo? Like, Halo is also a first-person shooter. So I'm like, that is one thing that I will say that between all of this, I am like, maybe that wasn't the best thing to say. Was they're saying like, oh, why don't you develop your own first-person shooter? Like we have one now, and I'm like, actually, you have two if this goes through, because you have Halo and Call of Duty. Like they kind of, that's hasn't been a conversation point yet, which I was surprised that nobody has brought that up. But Halo is a first-person shooter, and it's a multiplayer first-person shooter as well. Like Halo obviously is not as large as Call of Duty, but it has team deathmatch, it has capture the flag, it is a first-person shooter. It's a different style of first-person shooter because you don't build your guns. The guns are like auto-generated on the map, and there's a few different stuff, and obviously it's based on like Halo lore and all this other stuff. But at its core, Halo and Call of Duty are both in like the same class of game.
Well, there's also you can't forget about Overwatch. Overwatch is part of Bethesda, which is being bought out by Microsoft as well. So that's another studio to add to it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's just very yeah.
It's
so
petty.
I just don't think that it was the best thing. Yeah, it's a little petty, and I just don't think that it was the best thing to be like build your own first person shooter, because now I feel like that's an excuse for Sony to be like, well, you already have one, why do you need another one? You know what I mean? Because they have a first party one and then the Bethesda stuff as well.
It really goes back to it. Like, it just sounds like 6-year-olds arguing over who has more candy, like, or who has the better candy. Like, it's really like, come on, like, you're grown adults. These companies have been around for almost 30 plus years each, and have been making and creating consoles to play these games and buying out studios to help make games for them. And it's just so petty to listen to them. It's like, why do you think so many of these other companies and like don't really want to talk to either of you? Like, they don't want to deal with the pettiness that happens behind the scenes. You know, like all this stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, regardless of whether it was like hidden stuff that like was never supposed to see the light or not. I mean, it's bound to get out eventually. I mean, it's just so stupid to listen to these companies bicker at each other the entire time. It's just so it's annoying. It's really annoying.
Oh, absolutely. And as a side note, I almost forgot at the very end of the article, they also name drop another one that I feel bad, but I forgot about. Also, Battlefield as a thing and is not owned by anybody. So they also still have Battlefield everywhere. So there's natural competition against COD and Halo and Overwatch as well. So there's a good few competitors in the field. I don't think that consolidating companies is always the best idea ever. Like, I don't like that Xbox is buying up every single studio in the world. I think that they should probably be a little bit more strategic with it sometimes. But overall, Battlefield's still in the open yard.
No.
What?
Technically, Battlefield is owned by Microsoft because it is an EA game, and Microsoft bought out EA quite a few years back, and that's why all EA games. So if you're an Xbox player like we are, you know how Game Pass works, where it has the EA Play built in with it now, and that was due to Microsoft buying out EA. So EA is actually part under Microsoft Studios. And so EA is it's an EA game, so technically Battlefield is owned by Microsoft as well.
Well, I don't think they own EA though. I think that it's just a partnership.
It's
I don't think they ever actually bought them. I think that they're just still partnered right now. Obviously, I'm sure they might try to buy them at some point, but I think that they are still just partnered at this point. Either way, it's still available everywhere. Like, same with Overwatch. Like, Overwatch is still available on all consoles and everything, so it's still a competitor. But yeah. So even though EA has like a partnership with Xbox, I still feel like that is a good competitor. Overwatch is still a strong competitor. Halo is a monster all of its own, but it's a competitor. So I don't think that COD is going to make or break the entire console structure if they get bought out by Xbox. I just really don't think that they are. That's the doom and gloom that they're saying. I just don't see that as true. Do I think that Microsoft should buy out every studio in the world? No, because I don't want every studio to be owned by Microsoft or Sony and there to be no freelance studios. Even Bethesda, I was excited that they're part of Xbox, but I kind of liked Bethesda being its own thing. But I think that they have. I feel like ever since Xbox has bought them out, they haven't changed that much culturally, which is good because that was what was good about them, is they had a really amazing culture there as a company. So overall, I don't think the acquisition of them has been bad, but I just don't want Sony and Microsoft to own every single game company in the world and it to be only those two. But I still think there's tons of competition in the space. I don't think it's that big of a deal, especially right now. And honestly, Call of Duty has, like, not to be this girl, but Call of Duty, even though it's still one of the most popular games, it's always in the top of all the ranks. I haven't seen a Call of Duty break like 80% on Metacritic or anything like that in forever. I feel like the only reason that it is as big as it is because it's COD, and COD is COD. So everybody plays it, even though it sucks, and that's just how it happens.
Yeah, and I was looking at the whole EA thing. Yeah, they don't technically own it, but they have a stronger relationship with Microsoft than they do with other
yeah, because they're like partners.
platforms.
So EA Pass is on there, and
yeah, they have a stronger partnership than other
yeah. But so as of right now,
companies.
there's no exclusivity, nothing like that. So the competition's still there. You know what I mean? Even though the partnership is stronger. Technically, COD had a good partnership with PlayStation before, because PlayStation would get a lot of exclusive
yeah, that's true.
cosmetic drops from COD. So
Yeah.
so I don't think it's that big of a deal. I just thought it was funny, that news story. I feel like it's really funny that Sony was like, you guys are going to release buggy games on our consoles to make them worse.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, and then finally, this is the final news story that I have. We have a few more news stories that Trevor's going to talk about.
Before we do that, since we are kind of on the whole Microsoft well, I guess no, we'll jump into yours because I guess mine is related more to COD. Some of mine are like, one of them's COD, and I got a couple other ones.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, we'll jump into that one later.
Yeah, and this one's pretty easy. So I have the article below that's linked. Is the Outer Worlds 1.1 release for the Spacer's Choice Edition. So the Outer Worlds, one of my favorite games of the year. I've talked about it whenever we did our Game of the Year roundup before on the podcast, that it was my game. I don't remember if it was my game of the year for that year, but it definitely made it into my top 5. They released a new edition called Spacer's Choice Edition that includes all the DLC, revamped graphics, and it moved up the level cap so that you can play it for longer and level up more and get more perks and stuff like that. So I was super excited. It actually came out on my birthday, which was super exciting as well, because my favorite game of 2019 was going to come out on my birthday, which was so exciting. And so I was super excited. It was going to come out on my birthday, so I was going to be able to enjoy it on my birthday and everything like that, etc., etc. I played it, and it was actually totally fine. I'm going to do a lore series on the Outer Worlds on my channel now, because I'm going to try to like ride the hype of this edition coming out and release a lore series on some of the Outer Worlds stuff. Eventually, obviously, we're still working on the Walking Dead series right now on my channel, so don't hold your breath for the Outer Worlds lore series, but it will be around eventually. But so I was super excited. It was coming out on my birthday, higher level cap, all the DLC. So I was going to replay the game as a unit. Now, my experience, I played the game, didn't have really any issues. I haven't finished the game yet, but at least in the first, I think I've played at least 3 or 4 hours of it. In the first 3 or 4 hours, I did not run into any major bugs, nothing like that. I did have some frame rate issues, which kind of keyed me on to where this was going to come, but nothing major. But then news came out that, like, on many people's consoles, and especially on PC, the edition is next to completely broken. If you max out all the graphics, the game is unstable and almost unplayable. And it's a pretty big wreck. And so I decided to look into it. And it ends up the original publishing studio. So Black Isle Studios is now owned by Xbox because they bought them out. But the publisher of the Outer Worlds is separate than Black Isle Studios. They had a separate publisher actually publish the original Outer Worlds. And the Outer Worlds 2 was announced. That game will be published by Obsidian, which is Black Isle Studios. But the original Outer Worlds was actually published by Private Division, which I found out that the people who made the Outer Worlds edition of this game wasn't actually Obsidian. it was actually Private Division because they still own the license to the original Outer Worlds, so they're allowed to do whatever they want with that original game, even though they no longer own the license for the Outer Worlds 2 because Xbox now owns that. So I found out that pretty much this is very low key a total cash grab. um, so I'm hoping that Private Division cleans it up, fixes a lot of the frame rate issues. That's what the article is about here, is they released a 1.1 version that fixed a lot of the ray tracing issues, a lot of the visual issues, and increased frame rates a little bit. So hopefully they fix it up. But I'm kind of sad to see them tarnishing the Outer Worlds like that. Obviously, Private Division had to consent to this edition being released, but they didn't have much control over the quality assurance of it or anything. So hopefully, it doesn't leave a bad taste in a lot of people's palates about the Outer Worlds. I still love the Outer Worlds. Like I said, I actually didn't have that big of an issue with the Spacer's Choice Edition, but do be warned, the Spacer's Choice Edition is both pretty unstable and was not developed by Obsidian, so take the issues that it has with a grain of salt. But yeah, so that's the update on the Outer Worlds Spacer's Choice Edition. Like I said, not a bad game. I still love the Outer Worlds as a whole. Just kind of a cash grab from the publishing studio, which kind of sucks, but it will happen in complicated situations like that. But that's all my news stories for this round. So now I will throw it over to Trevor with our next little round of news stories.
All right, this week, let's see. So, from what I've found here, Counterstrike 2 is being released. So, CSGO, as most people remember it, is now having a second version of the game being released. And this one is based off of this. It says it's real, it's free, and everything carries over. So, if you have stuff from CSGO 1, all of it's coming back over, which actually is going to be kind of interesting. I don't have any Counter-Strike gameplay on my channel at all, but I have played it. It is fun. It's a little difficult because it's a lot different than what I expected it to be when I played it. I don't quite understand the navigation of the game, but it is an older game. So I think with the new update of 2 coming out, it should be pretty interesting because CSGO is one of those games where I've watched countless YouTubers and videos on it, streams, all sorts of stuff over the last 10 years or something, I'd say. And
yeah,
you always see really good content with it. So the fact that they're coming out with a second one is really awesome. They don't have an official date linked on here, I don't think. I'm not seeing
I don't think a date
anywhere.
is solidified yet. I think that they just said that they are on the end of development and will release it eventually.
Yeah, so there's not an official date, but it is said to come out sometime during this year of 2023, which is really awesome to see because that will help out a lot. I can't wait to see how it goes.
Yeah, CSGO is a huge industry, so I am excited to see first what they change with CSGO 2. And also just to see how it goes, honestly, because it's kind of like it's always scary. Hopefully it's not an Overwatch 2 situation. That's pretty much what we're saying.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be. Based off of the looks of it, I think it's going to be a completely different game that they release instead of just completely removing one and then it's just, 2 is the only one that's a thing now. Yeah, that really pissed me off when they did that.
It was interesting.
It was, to say the least, but it's nothing terrible, I wouldn't say, which...
No, it's just game studios make poor decisions sometimes.
Yeah, that one was definitely one of them, but Overwatch isn't a terrible... I mean, the new one isn't terrible. I just wish they would have kept the first original one as well. It would have been a lot of fun to go back and play that, but it is nice to see that CSGO is now getting a second version of the game. A new CSGO game is being released. So a lot of big things there, which is a lot to look forward to. I'll keep an eye on that myself and give small updates every once in a while. I'll probably talk about it on streams or whatever when I get back into finding time to do that stuff. But otherwise, that's about really all I can say about it for this week for at the moment. So
Yeah. Hopefully it goes well. I hope good things for CS:GO. I don't even know what studio makes CS:GO, but I'm sure they
Um,
are very successful with the trading scene that exists there.
I can actually look that up. I'm trying to remember. I can't remember what I swear I knew it before, but now I just can't think of it.
I honestly don't know. Let
Um,
me look it up.
they have a limited test out right now. I'm just kind of looking at their website. Um, Counterstrike is, yeah, they don't
Oh,
have it.
Valve. It's the same
Yeah,
people who make Steam.
which makes sense as to why it is a Steam game. So,
Oh yeah, I would hope. Oh my god, wouldn't that be ironic if like
oh my
Counter Strike
gosh,
was only available on the Epic Store?
holy crap!
Wow.
So I'm looking at some. I'm just kind of going through here, and
It came out in 2012.
yeah,
I was about to say it's
it's an
about
old.
time for a
Well,
relaunch.
I'm just kind of looking here, and they have actually some pictures on the website. The graphics, like they're redoing the graphics and everything. Oh
Uh-huh.
my god, dude, it's so much better. Like it's so much more like realistic. It is.
Mm.
It's
I wonder
such
how
an
long
over
they've been
like it's an
developing this.
well, they did say it's an overhaul, but that's an understatement. Like, holy crap. It is more than just an overhaul with it. Like, there's so much change to it. There's more depth in some of these maps. Like, Back Plat, which is part of the Touchstone maps. This one is, I think, on Dust 2. And just the complete difference is the difference in
Oh,
them is so.
they even added a more logistical lighting system to make it
Mm-hmm.
so that it reacts to the environment, which is
Which
really
is
cool. That's surprisingly difficult to pull off most of the time in games.
yeah, which they are. I mean, they've had to have been spending years working on this, but it just
Oh yeah, I'm sure
the
this definitely
entire
at least has a year or
change,
two under it.
just the change. I mean, I'm looking at this one here, and it's overpass, and I'm looking at the restroom one. They actually redesigned that hallway completely. It's got like an
Hmm.
older style look. There's like proper like actual
Interesting
benches
thing. Will it
and
still have all the same old maps? Will they release any new maps? I wonder.
I think they are. But with this, what they're doing is they're a lot of these like older maps are actually being revamped. So the restroom,
Yeah.
looking at the original compared to the new one, it's almost like looking at a new map, and it's actually kind of more modern too. You know, you got the water bottle dispensers where you can stick your water bottle in the back, and then a sensor will fill it and from the top like a spout, and it's the change in the scenery is so much different. Um, it's just crazy to see the
In
complete
the
difference.
show notes, I will have the Counter Strike 2 website where they featured the gameplay and some other things, so that if anybody is interested in watching, looking at some of the revamps or the gameplay, they will be able to go down there and watch whatever they want.
They're actually adding a new the Source 2 tools. They're adding it so people that create maps and stuff will be in the workshop, so map creators can actually have more like free, like limited, like more free space to work and do what they please with it, which is actually really cool. There's a lot of detail being put into this, which is something I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah, yeah, and also on the CS:GO newsletter that I linked in the show notes, they have YouTube videos of some of the redesigns and some of the more technical stuff for all of you that want to watch that as well. So if you are a little bit more of an audio video person, um, they have that. Oh, they even have one comparison slider too for the overpass map. Yeah, I see what you're
Yeah, that's
talking
what.
about
Yeah,
now.
that's yeah. They added it so you can compare the difference of them, which is really
Yeah,
cool. I really like that.
yeah. Yeah, so everything's going to be down in the show notes that we're looking at right now so that you guys can see everything. But yeah, so they just they show all the areas that they revamp. They show all some of the new graphics. There's also YouTube videos featuring, I'm guessing, a more deep dive into some of the technical aspects and stuff. So that will all be down below. So make sure to check out the show notes if you want to see the specific CS2 website.
I think I would definitely recommend going and checking it out. If you're a CS:GO fan, you would love it because there's such a difference in how they are doing this. But from what I understand, it's going to be launching in mid 2023, so probably coming out this summer towards the fall time, maybe. So we'll see. We'll keep an eye out on that one.
Yeah, I definitely will keep my eye on that. That will be a big industry transition, honestly, because CSGO has been such a staple in at least PC gaming and Steam. Maybe they'll finally release CSGO 2 on console too. Is Counterstrike on console?
No. There was talks about that years ago, but I don't think they ever released it on console. There was talks about it, but
I'm
never...
pretty sure not, because I think I would have
noticed. Yeah, I don't think they were ever really able to do that. Like, there was a lot of like technical issues with it. So with the release of the second one, they might be able to. They might do it. We'll see.
But either way, exciting. So we'll see how that all goes.
So it does show here that CS:GO 2, the new Counterstrike game, will replace CS:GO in your Steam library upon launch. So
it does.
I think it's
Overwatch 2. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, I think this one isn't going to change much. I think it's more of a graphical change and an addition to the game rather than they completely revamped everything and just completely changed how the mechanics were. This one is more. I guess if they did, it's like kind of like a 2.0, like an update, like a 2.0 update, essentially. Like how Minecraft every year they go 116, 117, 118, 119, and then they'll have like.
And that's I was gonna say. This probably was a strategic move as well because there's such a dense trading scene in the game as well, trading those skins and knife skins and all that kind of stuff. Releasing a whole new game where you would have had to start your library over probably would have been a pretty big upset. So my assumption is, since it'll just be replacing Overwatch 1, they'll probably keep all of your skins and account level stuff as well, probably to keep the audience from uprising.
Yeah, which I don't think it's supposed to change anything at all, which it's just mostly a thing for like, hey, like this is it's more of an update just towards like graphics and everything, which is a really cool thing.
Yeah, so I think that would be good. It's very exciting.
You scared me. You went real silent there.
I had to process. I was thinking because I was like, "It's so crazy."
Yeah, it'll be super interesting to see that. So I can't wait to see what happens there.
Yeah, that's a big thing in the gaming scene, and hopefully, this is an Overwatch 2 situation. Hopefully, it does not become an actual Overwatch 2 situation, though. Hopefully, they show Overwatch how to actually relaunch a game.
Yeah, I mean that's one way. Yeah, I guess that's one way to say it.
So hopefully they are the good Overwatch 2.
Yeah, I think it'll be a good way. I think they'll do it properly.
Yeah, but that's exciting. So everybody keep your eye on Overwatch or Overwatch 2. Yeah, keep your eye on Overwatch 2 as well. Bless their souls. Everybody keep an eye on Counterstrike 2. Make sure to check out the website and look at all of that in your free time as well, because I think it's pretty cool, the revamping that they did.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. But then
on to our next statement. Next story. I don't know. I guess this one was just kind of something that I found and popped up randomly. I guess I've not heard about this. The Future Game Show is a spring showcase, I guess. Essentially new games that are going to be coming out this year. It is set to take place tomorrow, March 23rd, which by the time this podcast comes out, it'll have already been released and streamed. But you should be able to.
The most annoying thing sometimes when we're podcasting is like have literally only like 2 or 3 days of turnaround where I edit this episode in 2 or 3 days. And still somehow we have stuff like that'll happen where an event like is coming up in that 2 or 3 day window. So we both haven't watched it yet, but by the time the audience sees it, it's already over. So they can't go watch it either. So then we have to do it next showcase, and it's like 5 days old by that point.
But I mean, for those of you who have already watched it and come and listen to the podcast, I hope it was good. For our sake, we have no clue what's going to happen because obviously we're recording this in the past for you guys. Yeah. For us, it's current time. But
very likely we'll talk about it next podcast.
So which well, actually, I'm going to try and tune into it. I'm not going to be able to tune into it actually because I have. No, I should be because my tomorrow is freed up for me, so I should be able to watch it.
Eventually, we should create a weekly Gaming on Xbox YouTube channel. I guess that was always an inevitable thing that we were gonna do, but
yeah, I thought we. I know we stuff like that. I know we talked about doing a combined channel in the past, but I don't think we ever got around to like properly doing anything about that.
Well, yeah, and even like the weekly Gaming on Xbox channel would literally just be like just the podcast, and then if we ever needed to do like live streams where we react to events like this that we couldn't do live on the podcast or whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that would be really cool. I think we should definitely look into some like combined channel stuff.
We're keeping our ears to the floor for that one, everybody. Just so you know.
See. Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Anyway, back to the Get Showcase. Sorry.
So far, based off of the information that has been given, some of the titles that are being included in this year's release of the game show will be Dying Light 2, Viewfinder, Hyenas, and The Last Case of Benedict Fox. None of those sound familiar to me except for Dying Light, because I have seen
Dying Light's a big one to have.
Yeah, Dying Light is the only one I have actually heard of. The other ones must be new games.
Benedict Arnold is that is like a name series that has existed before, but I haven't heard that specific game, so that must just be a newer game coming out from that.
I'm curious.
There's been other games under that name, but not a game with that specific name, so it must be a new one in the series.
Viewfinder, based off the looks of it, I don't know. It looks very simple, but it also looks really cool. Just kind of looking at. So I'm just kind of on like the Steam website right now, kind of looking at it. I definitely implore you to go and check it out.
Which game was that one that you're looking
Viewfinder. Okay. So I see how they're gonna do this, and I love the aspect of how it's going to work. It reminds me of another game that I've seen. I don't remember what it was called, but the concept of the game is really cool to see. I like the idea of how it's going to be incorporated, and I mean that's just crazy. It's crazy to look at. I think I would definitely say you guys should go check out the video for it.
It's like oh no, I cannot remember what this game is called. For all of you who know what I'm talking about, because you'll know as soon as I say this, one of the main puzzles in the game was this chess piece that you would grab, and then you would move it away from you, and the whole game was about perspective, so the chess piece would get larger if you placed it above you. Whatever that game is, I know exactly what that game is. I have no idea what its name is, but I can see the game in my head.
Yeah, I can too, because I actually watched the YouTuber Smitty play it. Oh my god, how long?
Maybe Abstract? No.
I don't remember what it's called. I'm gonna look for that video and see what I can find. See if I can find it. But it is. I love the concept of the game, and it's really cool. So I might even check it out and maybe upload a video on it if I end up getting it at some point. I definitely would.
Superliminal.
Is that what it's called?
Yes.
Yeah.
I literally looked up, just so everybody can know what's in my Microsoft Bing searches, game about perspective game.
Yeah.
That's what I googled, is game about perspective game.
So they also talk about in the article they'll see first gameplay footage of Australian-made game Hollow Hero, which stars a combat wombat named Burnt. I am.
Oh, I've heard about that one.
Does it seem good at all?
I haven't heard much, but I just know because it was a very abstract. I've heard that description before.
I'm gonna Google search because I'm curious. They're all like Steam games, I think. This actually looks kind of cool. Like the graphics and the design of this is actually, it's kind of cool. I don't know. I might check it out, but I can't promise that I will play through it entirely.
Oh, it's an original series. It's going to be the first. They describe it as the first game in a series of short stories being developed by Toybox Games Studios. So it sounds like this is the first step in them releasing multiple games that will theoretically be set in the same universe if the way that they worded this is to be held.
Yeah. So
that's really exciting. That's really awesome. I always love story games, so
I definitely will check it out. I'm gonna check out this stream and see, because it's probably gonna be like a 3-hour stream. To be honest, like I think that's definitely. I mean,
I'm sure it'll be uploaded after the fact too, so I'm sure you'll always be able. You'll probably be able to rewatch it as well.
I mean, yeah, it says here that it'll be on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook, but
so the YouTube will definitely be archived.
But it also shows that it's on Games Radar Plus and TikTok as well. So I don't know if those are if they're actually going to be streaming those there or not.
That would be so interesting to see it on TikTok. I kind of want to watch it on TikTok just because.
Yeah, I know, right? Like
very interesting.
Yeah, like if they're going to actually have it on TikTok, that would be really cool to see. I'm not sure.
And I wonder who's actually hosting it. Let me look at the YouTube channel if they have links.
Well, they do show here.
It's
confirmed a range. Range of hosts from the including Cody Christian and Brianna White, who voiced Cloud Strife and I don't know how to say that name in Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yeah, but it's being hosted by Game Radar though. That's the people who organized it.
I think they're the ones that do it every year.
I'm
Turtle
flashing
Beach,
back to it now.
I think Turtle Beach is like one of the big sponsors of it this year though too.
Yeah. I was surprised. Just so everybody knows, I had a side commentary. I think I recorded a little bit of it, so it might be part of our humorous opening. I love Turtle Beach. I want to love them as a brand because they were big Xbox brand back in the 360 day. Like you kind of associated Turtle Beach with Xbox.
But oh my gosh, nowadays.
Oh yeah. Like they have PlayStation and Nintendo headsets, but obviously everybody still sees the Xbox headsets. Love them. I love them. I love the brand. I love the style. Usually the quality of the products is very good too. Like every Turtle Beach headset I've had, never had any fraying, never had any crackling, none of the plastic rotted or cracked or did anything crazy. The quality assurance of the product is great. The branding is great. The software though, oh my gosh. I just told Trevor that my headset over here, I love them. They're the hold on. Take a pause. I'm going to look at what they are. Take a pause. Hold on. It doesn't say on them. Why doesn't it say on them? They should definitely put the name on here.
It would be in the box.
I know, but I wish that they would put the name somewhere like
It's always on the box. It's always on the box. That's how they do it.
But they're expensive ones. They were over $100. Probably over $200, knowing myself because I'm a psychopath.
Yeah.
Super expensive. Fully wireless. I was so excited about it because it was fully wireless. I could do whatever. They were high quality, etc., etc. They probably only work 20% of the time properly the way that they're supposed to. I would say about 50% of the time they work salvageably, so it's not doing anything that's keeping me from gaming or talking to my friends or anything like that. But the other 30% of the time, like, absolutely horrid. Like, my mic doesn't work properly. Can't control volume of the actual console, can't control volume of the party. is so horrible, and I spent so much money on them, so I've been powering through it. But let me tell you, I've been slowly getting closer to buying a new expensive headset, which will hurt, but doing it because these have driven me to the point of insanity where I'm like almost unable to do it anymore. And I want to love Turtle Beach so much, but that's just my consensus. Just so everybody knows where Bryce stands with Turtle Beach. I love them, but God bless your soul if you buy them, because I'm not sure how it's gonna go. That was my rant. Back to Trevor.
Yeah, I definitely think it'll be interesting to watch this whole thing that goes through.
You know what? This is where all their money goes. Instead of making nice headsets, they sponsor game showcases.
Hey, you gotta promote the brand somehow, right?
I figured it out. That's why my headset is total crap, is because they are busy sponsoring game showcases.
Okay, maybe we should.
No, I love you, Turtle Beach. I'm sorry, I don't want to hurt you. I love you, Turtle Beach.
All right, we should move on. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, we can. I think that's all for the showcase. It'll be exciting. Me and Trevor will probably at least watch the archived live stream.
I think I'll try to catch it live.
Yeah, it says for me that it will happen at 6 p.m., so I should be able to watch it live. So
yeah, it should be at 5 for me, so it should work out pretty well.
Yeah, so we'll try to watch it live, but we'll watch it in some capacity, and we'll probably report back next podcast, and probably in some streams and videos before that point, knowing us. But so it'll be exciting. I'm excited for it. Future Game Showcase, Spring Showcase. Future Game Show, Spring Showcase.
Yeah.
I couldn't say it correctly.
We'll get there eventually. It's late at night. We're getting there.
I know. It's
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Next news story.
About it's not really much of a news story. It's basically just kind of a way for me to talk about Call of Duty more, because I'm a Call of Duty guy. For most people that don't know, I like to spend a lot of my free time grinding out COD. But I guess
rant for this one, so I'll have random comments as he's ranting everybody.
Yeah, more than likely. Essentially, I like
back and enjoy.
Yeah, essentially, I really wish like I could just put on like really epic music, but most of it's like copyrighted, so I can't really. Yeah. But essentially, a new bundle has been released in the Call of Duty store. The man, the myth, the villain. The rat is mine, he says. Shredder. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder is being, as a bundle, is being introduced into Call of Duty. I'm not going to lie. When I saw that I just saw the email today. It just popped into my email 5 hours ago as of when we're recording this. So I saw that, and that to me is just kind of funny, because I never thought I would see Ninja Turtles, like anything Ninja Turtle related, in Call of Duty. So the fact that they have a Shredder character in it is really cool. Yeah, it's just so funny
to me. I do remember seeing that, and I was like, I don't know how to feel about it, because it's a little peculiar.
I don't know. I kind of want to buy it. But essentially what comes with it is you obviously get the Shredder operator skin, which actually looks pretty good. I'll give them that. But you also get a Foot Clan weapon charm. So all of those of you who actually did watch TMNT growing up, I'm going to abbreviate it. Yeah, I watched it growing up, so I'm going to say TMNT. So those of you who understand that, yeah. But you get the Foot Clan, so those of you who were ninja lovers, that sounded really bad. The Ninja Foot Clan lovers,
Those of you who are ninja lovers.
Yeah, it just sounds so bad to say, but those of you who love the ninjas from the Foot Clan in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, you get your Foot Clan weapon charms. You can officially join the Foot Clan this way. The Shred 'em Up finishing move, which is funny. I haven't seen an animation for that yet, but I can about guess what it is.
It's going to be absolutely stunning.
You get the Utrum vehicle skin, which I don't know why that's the name of it, but it does look like some of the like weapons and stuff that they actually did use in all the shows that they created for it. It's actually a really cool skin. It is a cool skin though. Some of the weapon blueprints that comes with it is the Saki assault rifle weapon blueprint, which I can't think of what gun that is.
It'll come to you.
No, it won't. I'm Googling the weapons. I'm just going to Google the weapons list. Because otherwise I'm not going to figure it out.
The weapons.
Yes. I want pictures with it. I'm going to go to images. Yeah, I can't think of what the gun is. Based off, because it doesn't tell me here. Does it say it on the website? It doesn't say it on the website. That bugs me. By the looks of it, looks like it's the 416C, which is an assault rifle. I'm trying to think. That's the one that looks closest to it. I think these are the old. Oh wait, I'm looking at the wrong list. Should probably do 2020. If I can even type. I'm gonna look up 2022 because that would probably help a little more. Because I'm thinking. Come on, show me a picture. All right.
We love the Googling.
Yeah, you can just hear my keyboard in the background. Why can I not find it? It's not even showing. I can't see it. I can't find it.
As a side note, Arizona renamed its city Swift Town while Taylor Swift was doing her concert there. I just find that funny. That's just a funny thought that I had.
Yeah. But I guess a couple of the other weapon blueprints that is kind of shown off the email that I'm looking at. They have the Oroku shotgun weapon blueprint, which essentially is just the shotgun that everyone puts dragon's breath on and has the drum barrel. They're just basically making another overpowered version, I think, of that blueprint. By the looks of it, anyways, that's what it looks like to me. And then you get a weapon.
Looks like it probably is.
And then you get a weapon. You get the Steel Claws melee weapon, which looks like a absolute beast of a katana looking sword. So ooh. I'm probably gonna cave in and buy this pack because I really want some of this stuff because I'm a TMNT fan. But it does look absolutely amazing, and it just looks so cool. So that was just something that was released this week. I think actually just today it was released. So I gotta get it. Get it.
It's exhilarating.
I know. I gotta get it before it's gone. That's about really all I just really wanted to talk about the new bundle because it really piqued my interest.
Yeah, and I think it's cool. It's kind of like a Fortnite aesthetic of having like another series like that because Fortnite has been very good about bringing in random characters from different series. So it's probably in good taste and good future favor that they sometimes spice it up with little cameos like that. But yeah, is that all for your news stories?
Pretty much. Yeah, that's about all I really have. Lots to look out for this week, actually. So.
Yeah, we have a lot going on. The year's winding up. Super excited for Starfield. Gearbox is evolving. Hogwarts Legacy popped off. Microsoft and Activision are still fighting. The Outer Worlds Spacer's Choice got hijacked by its release person. Its publisher. That's what it is. Counterstrike 2 is coming. We have a big game showcase happening tomorrow for all of you listening to the podcast yesterday. And of course, a new fun DLC that Trevor's going to spend too much money on for Call of Duty.
Okay, I'm not going to spend that much money on it. Gosh.
He's going to buy all the bundles, everything.
Okay.
But yeah, so it's an exciting week. As always, we are super happy to have you all here for Weekly Gaming on Xbox. I want to thank you all for watching. I want to thank you all for enjoying this episode with us. We had a super fun time. We'll be back here. I don't want to say this before we have it set in stone, but we'll be back here probably same-ish time and probably same-ish place.
Eventually.
Yeah, eventually. No, we should be good. Hopefully, we're good now because Wednesdays are good. Fridays will be good for release. I think everything will be good.
I think it'll be pretty good set in stone if we can continue to keep a consistent schedule and not fall off like we have the past couple of years.
Yeah, I think we would be good. But yeah, so welcome to 2023. Welcome to Camera X Games Studios now. Welcome back to Weekly Gaming on Xbox. And until next time, make sure to game all that. I don't know what a good catchphrase is. hold on. I got this. Make sure to game, main, and slay.
That was terrible. That was actually really terrible. I cannot trust you anymore to make catchphrases.
I don't know what a good catchphrase is.
No, I can no.
Game weekly on Xbox.
No, you're not okay. You're not allowed to make catchphrases. You're not allowed to make catchphrases. I'm banning you from making catchphrases.
Yeah, I'm not very.
He's banned.
Catchphrases.
Yeah, he's banned. Guys, everyone, he's banned. Leave it in our comments on one of our videos. Make sure you go over to his channel. Banned. Yeah, make sure you go over to his channel and tell him he's banned from making catchphrases because he is not allowed to make them if he's going to make them that bad. Yeah, that's just really terrible. I will come up with a catchphrase for next week or the next episode. Yeah. Are we ending it here?
Yeah.
We are?
I think. What else are we going to talk about?
I guess there's just some other stuff that I would like to bring up. It is March. Bryce recently just had his birthday a couple weeks ago, so happy belated birthday to him here. Yes, I'm going to drag you into this. Huh?
I'm 21 now, everybody.
Yeah, I'm bringing it up because I want everyone to know. So Bryce just recently had his birthday, so woo!
Yeah, wish all the happy birthdays.
Yeah. I did say happy birthday to him on his birthday, and he did have a good time out from what I've seen.
Yeah, he's not a fake friend. He actually did text me.
Yeah,
I'm early too.
Huh?
Pretty early too. You got to me pretty early in the day.
Yeah, I'm not. Well, yeah, I actually have your birthday like bookmarked in my phone, and so I get a notification like the day before and the day of saying it's like, hey, it's Bryce's birthday because. I'm really bad at remembering people's birthdays, actually. Like, I'm really bad at remembering it. So it was, I made sure to keep that saved for you.
Aw, how sweet. Everybody, he's not a fake friend. Be proud.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of distance, so we can't really celebrate much together, but there is that for him. My birthday is coming up in a few weeks. I still got a bit of time to go. We'll probably do a podcast episode that week, and it'll probably be a busy week for me because at that time I have a lot of stuff coming out outside of streaming and gaming, so my schedule will be so crowded that I don't know if I'll ever really I don't know if I'll be able to get into being able to stream like every single week in terms of just gaming or anything. It'll be really tough. I will try and find time though. I will.
He'll at least show up for the podcast, so we'll go from there.
Yeah, Wednesdays are like the one day I have of the week free because a lot of Fridays I'm going to be traveling starting beginning of May, and yeah, it's going to be a crazy spring. So I'm going to be pretty busy. Essentially, we'll just go into it, and I'll try and get out and do some stuff. And but yeah, my birthday comes up in just under a month, and so we'll try and do a podcast that week. And I don't think I'll be able to get a birthday stream out on my birthday this year like I have done in previous years. I'll try, but I have so many plans because I turned 21 this year as well. So I mean, in that aspect, I have a ton of plans to go out and go like out of town, doing some shopping and just enjoying my birthday. And I I was joking with my dad earlier today. I was like, because him and my mom were talking about getting a new car for like the summertime. Yeah. And I was like, so what are you going to get me for my 21st birthday? And he was like, drunk. And I was like, yeah, that's fair. So I'm like really scared for my 21st, not in the aspect that I turned 21, but in the fact that so many of my parents and their like my parents' like friends have said, I'm gonna buy you a shot or multiple shots on your birthday. Like, so many people have come up to me and be like, yeah, I'm buying you drinks. So the bonus is I get free drinks, but the downside is I have so many people that want to buy me drinks that I'm gonna have to like find a way to send out an SOS when I need to go home. Like,
oh yeah, that's how I somehow did not get drunk at all for any of my birthday.
That's lame.
Which was shocking, but it was because I am just like very strong-willed.
That's lame.
So.
I feel like it's got to be like
responsible.
I live like 5 minutes away from downtown. I was like, it's like a 5-10 minute walk for me to get from my house to downtown. So it's like, I'm not even worried about it. I just need to text someone to make sure, like, hey, you need to make sure I get home and not pass out in someone's someone's lawn.
Yeah.
But I don't think it'll be all that bad. I'm going to be drinking lots of water and eating lots of bread that day before I go out.
That is probably
my mom is trying to convince me that she should let her get me a party bus for my birthday. And it's like, Mom, I don't want
that would be
it would be fun, but I don't want a party bus for my birthday. I really don't. Like, the thing that's
and I'm the party pooper.
You didn't even get drunk. I'm going downtown. I got a lot of people buying me drinks, but you didn't even get drunk. I don't need a party bus to get absolutely sloshed before I go, and then just end up back there, back to drinking more later on. It's like, I'm gonna be good.
Yeah, that would be a lot.
Yeah, so I can stay clear of that a little bit, but
yeah, so that's exciting. Yeah, I'm 21. You'll be turning 21. We'll be old people then.
We aren't that old.
Ancient people. But yeah, okay.
What does that mean?
I think that is all for. Huh?
We're got ancient people at 21. What does that make our parents? Gods?
Oh, I don't want to talk about
like they just live. They've just lived for so long.
The Stonehenge. They're not like part of Stonehenge. They are the Stonehenge.
They just like they're like our grandparents were just like descendants of like the Neanderthals or
they're absolutely
they're the descendants of the dinosaurs that used to roam the earth. Gosh.
Yeah, they hid in the cave right when the meteor hit.
Yeah, apparently the earth is 100 years old.
Thousands. Okay. But thank you guys for watching. Please like us and rate us on your podcast platform of choice. And make sure to check out episodes here every week around the same time. Hopefully we'll try to hold to that.
I wouldn't say every week. I would just say when we can get them out. So I think a lot of the platforms that you can stream and listen to us on have options that they will send you a notification when a new episode releases. So please turn on those notifications because it means so much to us when you guys come back every single time to listen to us rant about dumb stuff every time.
Oh yeah. And to support us in more ways, just check out our YouTube channels and give us support, love, and check out all of the links that we have hidden everywhere.
Yeah, check us out on YouTube, on Twitch, all of the platforms that we offer you to check us out on. Make sure you support us. Tell your friends, family, tell your grandparents who apparently are descendants of dinosaurs, as we discussed for some reason.
Tell them to tell their dinosaur friends to listen to us.
Yeah, come check us out. Come watch our videos, our streams when we are available to do so. We will check you. We will do our best. I know we both have kind of struggled with growing our channels, but your help, love, and support is always amazing. Really hope to hear from you guys at some point. Leave comments, leave likes, subscribe, follow, whatever you have to do. Make sure you're coming back.
And for all the imperative information, news stories, and everything that we went over today, on top of all of our links and other things, check out the show notes And until next time, keep gaming weekly on Xbox.
Bye-bye.
Bye.